Hello. Today I'm going to be making a tutorial about pretty much almost everything I know about making map from Dark Deception. Let's go. We're gonna go ahead and open up first person character, map, project. You can call it whatever you want. Now, while we wait for this to load, now this tutorial will be quite complicated. Let's go ahead and get rid of these because we won't need them. And then let's just go ahead and get rid of all this because we don't need to be jumping in a Dark Deception fan game, which I'm presuming is what this tutorial is going to be used for, considering it's Dark Deception map. Let's just go ahead and select these, go down here, clear, select, go ahead, clear, although don't do this if you need to put in footstep sound effects, because I'm just doing this because actually if you accidentally do it, you can just hit Control Z several times. Although you don't need the guns. You don't need those. So we just bring that up there. Go ahead and bring it down a bit lower. Alright, so now that we have that done, okay, so we're going to need to create, first of all, a player point. So in components, add component with self selected, self being this, so we add this. For our player point, we're going to want to get I don't know, cylinder. Now we don't need the cylinder to be this big. We should probably keep it movable because we want everything in our character player to be movable, just in case, so that we don't accidentally break something. Then we're just going to set the Z value and scale to 0.1 or 0.05, just like that. And then we're going to probably put location Z value to negative 1150, I guess. Yeah, that seems good. Alright. So now we're going to go back here, create a folder. We're just going to call this textures. I suck at typing. So we're going to open this. We're going to create our player point texture, as well as a simple soul shard point texture, so that we can see the soul shard. So we're gonna just get ourselves a material, player point, and then we're gonna open this material, Then we're going to right click, get a constant, but not one of this constant. We're going to get a constant for vector. We're going to select it, make sure it's selected, go over here, and then instead of just choosing a color from here, we're just going to bring this up, and this is no different, so we're just going to bring it up. Now it's different. We're going to hit OK, and then we're going to bring that into our base color. So yeah. Now we're going to drag off this again, multiply, drag out here, get a constant, this time an actual constant instead of one of the constant vectors. We're going to probably give this like 25, and then put that into emissive color. This will give it glow. So now that we have that, we can go into here, which is our first person player with our cylinder selected. First, just for optimizing reasons, we're just gonna put no collision on this and no casting shadows, because it's not gonna be casting shadows. Plus, it doesn't need collision since our character's not going to be running into it. So we're gonna find materials, element 0, and then we're going to type in player point. So now it has that texture. Now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and get off first person character, component, scene, capture component 2D. Now that we have that, we're gonna just rotate it down 90 degrees. Then we're just gonna bring it down here. Texture target, canvas render target. So we're going to create a new folder here. We're going to call it map texture. And then we're just going to call this map mat for short. Save. There we go. Now we have a texture for our map. We're going to just go ahead and open this. Actually, never mind. Say create material, map, mat, mat. We're going to go ahead and drag this back. Drag it down, map, multiply. I got a little confused there. Put that there, and constant. We're just gonna set that to 5. Okay, never mind 2. Okay, now that we have that, we can go back to our first person BP, first person character, and then get to making our map. So we're going to get a cube. This map's going to be tiny. Point 1, point 25, 0.2, 0.35, 0.4. Oh god. Oh god, no. Oh, 0.5. Okay, 0.1 seems a bit better. Alright. So now we're probably going to want to create a black material for our base. So just create material. Just call this black 1 for now, because we're going to be making more than one. Well, actually, nah. We're going to be skipping it. We're going to be only making one. Constant. Fuck. Got the wrong one. Constant. For vector. For roughness, we're just going to get a constant. 0.1. Nope. 0.3. There we go, that's better. Now, we're just gonna go ahead and get this. Go back. Let's go ahead and compile, save. Let's test it. Okay, problem, it doesn't go with our character mobility. Finally. Okay, so we're gonna go back here. Then go ahead and select this and then turn it to this. Alright. Now real quick, we're going to create a variable. Is tablet up. We're going to be using this later. We're going to create another variable, soul shards. We're going to turn this soul shards variable into an integer. And then with event graph, we're going to go ahead and get event tick. Before we do anything with that, we need to get a plane. Give it, well, first of all, we need to rotate it into place. Now we need to put it to the right spot, which is not going to be easy. This kind of requires quite a bit of precision work. Okay. All right. Okay, so that does 0.35. over here. And we're going to put this as our mat. 0.25, fine. Actually, 0.35. 0.35. Shit. 0.25. Well, 0.3. 0.3. Now we need to go ahead and get white. We need to attach this to cube so that will go and move with the cube for something in the future of this video, at least. So now we need to get instead of searching for this, text render, and then we need to set this to 0. Now we need to precisely put this at the top, which can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Fair warning. Looks like we need to scale it down. 0.5, then 0.5. Then just put that there. And so that we can see it after attaching it to cube, we're going to get ourselves a spotlight. Jesus. Then adjust it to go over here. And then just lower this to like 100 or something. Okay, never mind, 10. Okay, just so that we can use our camera to get up close to do a bit more precision work. I'm just going to set this to 4. Okay, negative 57.8. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's go just negative 58. Alright, now so that it isn't like that. 1000. That's good. And then we're just gonna attach that to cube again. And hope this works. All right. Now that we have that, we have our event tick. Wait. Let's just create our soul shards. This is just going to be a basic soul shard. So it's going to be an actor, soul shard, then, I don't know, we're just going to get sphere, and then make it brick. Brick cut stone. And then we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a plane. Now we're going to go back into textures, and instead of creating a whole new texture, we can just copy paste that and then set it as soul shard point. Soul shard point. Go in here. Just go in here. And then pink. Pinkish purple. Yep. Let's go. Apply. And then soul shard point. And then like last time, negative 1150. Just set it to the same level as our player point. Now that we have that done and out of the way, we can go ahead and get ourselves a box collision. We want to go ahead and resize this to fit our nice point, our nice soul shard. Don't need to change anything about collision. Now we do need to get on component begin overlap, so just hit plus, and then we can get event begin play real quick. Sequence. Go ahead and get timeline. It'll add a timeline. Rotate. And then let's just say point. No, not it has to be well over 1. Let's go 3. Actually no, 6. Float, rotation. Alright, now we're gonna wanna hit loop, get ourselves a key float, set our time to 0, and then set our rotation to 0. Add another key float, set our time to 6 seconds, and then set our value to 360. There we go, and just hit these to resize the thing so that we can see it. Alright, so now update, set relative rotation, set relative rotation being sphere. Now we want to go ahead and make rotator I believe it's Z-axis. Hold on. If you're confused, you can always just go in here and look. Yeah, it's Z. So, hook up Z-axis to our rotation, and then that should be that. Cast to first person character, object get player character, and then I don't know, add, actually set soul shards, target this, plus to get integer plus integer, and we just hook it up like that. There we go, that's that all done. We can go ahead and push that up out the way, and then cast to first person character to make it to where it only goes off if first person character is the person to overlap. Then set soul shards, and then probably just gonna hook this up to that. Minus integer, hook it up the same way that we did with that, and then just destroy actor. If you want, I can make a tutorial on depth of how I make these seem more realistic and stuff. I can always just you know, I can always make another tutorial, and just gonna drag and drop one of these in here, make it to where it does that, and then we're just gonna run up to it. Okay, that's odd, but it disappeared as intended. Rotate this 90 degrees, 'cause it's supposed to be that way. Bam bam, let's go. I would add sprint, but that takes too much time. Probably could, but doesn't really matter. Alright, so now that we have soul shards in the game, we can now get all actors of class, then find our soul shards, add set soul shards. Do that. So now when we start, oh fuck, I forgot. We need sequence. Then we need to set text. Set text. Text render. Just go ahead and move this. Soul shards. Go ahead and do that. To text integer. Compile save. Bam, bam. Now we have one. Real quick, I'm just gonna hit build to get rid of that annoying ass error in the corner. Alright. So now, once it does finishes up that, we have one, but it's backwards. I know an easy way to fix that. We just take this and then rotate it 90, nope. Rotate it 90 degrees, well 180 degrees, and then just move it back into place. Now it's back into center, and then we have one soul shard. And you'll see once I collect the soul shard, it changes to 0. And it doesn't matter if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hell, even 6. It will always keep track of the number of soul shards. So yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Let's go. So that's basic map. Don't know why that's there. Okay, that's gone. For optimization, I'm just gonna go down here and turn off cast shadow, because this really doesn't need to be casting a shadow because it's the ground. Anyways. So now let's get to zoom in and zoom out. So we're going to go into settings, project settings. Now we're going to go into input, action mappings. We're going to call this action map. Zoom in / out. So now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and get Z on our keyboard, and that basically binds that key to that action. We can go ahead and hit X, go into our blueprints, go into our first person character, ignore all this because we don't need to touch that anymore. Zoom in / out. Now that we have that, we need to create another variable. We need to check, is map zoomed in? Well, out. Compile. We can just leave that as false because it's not zoomed out, but it's zoomed in. So compressed, get a branch. Now we're going to go ahead and drag off and get this for our variable of whether the map is zoomed in or zoomed out. If it is true that it is zoomed out, move component to force shortest rotation path, and then we're going to go ahead and get our scene capture component 2D, connect that, and since it's going to be zooming back into its original spot, we're going to be getting its rotation. Make sure you get rid of these like little dots at the end, because it'll screw up the thing and reset it back to 0, wasting your time. Alright. And now we can just copy and paste this stuff into the component, and then last but not least, we get this is mapped zoomed out false. That's for the true side. Go ahead and copy and paste this stuff, reconnect this, and then connect false to move. Hit this to make it true. So, and now we first off memorize this as negative 230, well, 930, and then we go into this, make it into hundreds, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could try 7. Then we just change that. And now we change this back to that. So now it's back into its original spot. Compile, save, then we test. Yep. So now we can see the soul shards from way further. So yeah. And I'm gonna bring in a post-processing volume so that we can actually see the bloom a little bit better. And make sure it has bloom on. So yeah, that's zoom in, zoom out. Now, on to tablet toggle, which will be basically putting your tablet up and down. Now, go back into inputs from project settings, create yet another input. We're going to call this tablet toggle. Get space bar, which we're going to have this type in spacebar. Now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and hit X, go into here. Now that we have that, we can go ahead and hit and get our tablet toggle event. Now on pressed is tablet up. We're going to actually want to set that to true because we have it defaulting in the level editor and in the level itself as being up. So branch is tablet up. And then if it's true, component move component to before touching that, we're going to just go ahead and get the if it's not up, because that'll be easier to get. And then we just go ahead and put that there, set the true, component cube, hook that up to both. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. And of course, for shortest rotation path. Now that we have that, well, usually a player starts with tablet down, so we can just go ahead and rotate it this way 170 degrees and just go ahead and hit the good old 5 on it. And then bring it down, which we're going to want rolled. Alright, so now that we have it down like that, we're going to go ahead and copy, paste, force shortest rotation path, copy, paste, copy, paste, and then copy, paste, delete the end to make it to where it actually works. Copy, paste, do the same thing with that, and then copy, paste, do the same with it. And let's just go ahead and set this to false again, and then just gonna go ahead and hook that there, keep it set to false, and then I believe that's pretty much it. And we can compile, save, test it now. Bam, 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 bam. Too easy. So yeah. Oh, and if you want it to be impossible for the player to zoom in and zoom out the map while the map isn't up, That's an easy fix. Just drag off this branch, and then get his tablet up. If it's true, then go back into this branch and just leave false as nothing so that it does nothing. And there you have it. So we bring it up, then zoom out, bring it down, try to zoom out again, bring it up, still zoomed out. Zoom in, bring it down, try to zoom out, bring it up, still zoomed in. And that's pretty much how you make the tablet from Dark Deception. It's somewhat mediocre to what I'm used to doing, but it's basically the basics of what it requires. So there you go.